with our list is Representative Benny Abante. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Naalala ko lang po ang sinabi ni dating Prime Minister ng UK, Winston, media practitioner, ano? Siguro, unang pwedeng sumagot nito ay si Miss Malu. I just would like to know the real definition of fake news. Sa inyo, ano po? At ito ba ay buong Pilipinas na ba ito? O dito lang sa Metro Manila? Please.
Mr. Chairman, Congressman Abante, fake news can either be misinformation or disinformation. Misinformation is walang malicious intent. Nagkamali, for example, ang birthday ni Jose Rizal ay February. That's misinformation. Pero yung disinformation, pag sinabi mo na ang birthday ni Jose Rizal ay nung November 30, meron ka ng malis doon kasi alam mo birthday yun ni Andres Bonifacio. Malinformation on the other hand is manipulative propaganda. And there's such a thing as in propaganda, there is good propaganda and there is manipulative. You want to achieve an end goal which the facts do not bear you out. So ang fake news ho para sa akin ay alam mo yung katotohanan, factual, pero iniiba mo yung istorya. Iniiba mo yung, there's such a thing, sir, nasa messaging sa communication frame. Iniiba mo yung impormasyon to suit your end. So that is to me fake news. Kung sinabi ko, sir, na si Congressman Abante ay taga Manila, that's fact. Pero pag sinabi kong si Congressman Abante ay taga Manila pero tumitira sa Quezon City, the facts do not bear you out. So that can be seen as manipulative if I say, hindi actually botante yan eh. That is fake news. But it started with facts. Nakatira si Congressman Abante sa Manila. Tapos ang sumunod, hindi naman sa Quezon City yan nakatira. So hindi botante. Ergo, hindi kandidato.
Do you call that misinformation or disinformation?
Sir, that is already disinformation as far as I'm concerned. The misinformation is, hindi naman dyan sa Quezon City. Wala kang facts. Diba? So how do you rebut that? By showing that you are a resident of Manila. Marami kasi, sir, nangyayari dahil dyan sa fake news, yung reputational sa online, lahat siguro ng mga politiko na aapektuhan yan. Kasi meron kayong reputation that to a certain degree is ito yung ginagamit mo for re-election. So pag nasira ka online, which means reputational, napakahirap bumangon. So, pag sunod-sunod yung sinasabi, it forms a certain conclusion in the mind of the receiver of the information. Hence, I would say, si Congressman Abante, talagang ang gulo niyan, hindi mo maintindihan kung saan. That is a conclusion arising from fake news.
Is this now true all over the country or only in Metro Manila?
Sir, media centers.
Mr.
I would
Chair?
say in media centers because like in Manila, Cebu, Davao, at pwede ho ninyo, sir, na i-geofence ang location kung saan pumutok yung balitang yon, and you can see the relationship of the role of media centers, the high density of users, and the connectivity in the place.
How does that affect, for example, a politician na tinitira sa face ng fake news?
Sir, alam nyo, pag tinira kayo ang kailangan authentic ang inyong reply. Ang problema ho sa ibang politiko, it takes time for them to react, and by that time, it becomes now the truth. Kunyari, may lumabas na issue ngayon. Some politicians would say, I do not want to react kasi pag nag-react ako, lalo kong pinahahaba, pinalalaki yung fake news. Pero kung hindi ho kayo magre-react, that in itself becomes now the narrative, the controlling narrative, which is very, very hard to respond to, especially going into campaign.
So even if it's fake news, the politician must react.
Yes, sir. As far as I'm concerned, kasi you would want to write what is being said about you online. If you don't, it becomes a crisis for you. It becomes a reputational issue. And that is your currency when you run for public office. Sa political consulting ko, ang tawag doon, that's your brand. So if your brand is destroyed, it's going to be very, very hard for you to increase your trust. Natatandaan po ninyo ito, sir, may awareness, may tiwala. Awareness, pwede kayong universal. Ang tiwala, napakahirap i-earn. Ngayon, pag nakikita, ginawa yung issue sa inyo, sa distrito nyo, uuga ho yung tiwala. At alam naman po ninyo, ang tiwala, in a 45-day campaign period, mahirap pong ma-rebuild. It will take time.
Pero ang paniwala ng iba, Ms. Malu, when you react, you become defensive. Kanina, nabanggit mo na you have to be offensive on this, di ba?
Sir, kasi sa akin, the best defense is offense. And when you just say, when you be your authentic self, you're opening yourself, ito ako hindi totoo yan. So kung hindi nyo sasabihin hindi totoo yan, ang mga constituents nyo will always say, oh, tinan mo, nagnakaw yan. Oh, tinan mo, yumaman yan. Very hard to control. Especially during a very heated 45-day campaign period. Wala na ho kayong chance to clear that out. So bago pa mag 45-day campaign period, sinagot nyo na. And then you can reshare that. Then you can, push it and make it viral.
So Mr. Chair, kailangan sa online din, kailangan gumamit.
Yes, sir.
Kailangan gumamit ka din ng vlogger.
Yes, sir. Hindi, sir. Pwedeng ikaw na sa sarili mong page.
Ganoon.
Oo, kasi yun yung authentic self mo Kung pag ginamit mo sa mainstream media, it becomes fodder for news. Lalaki yung issue. 'Di ba? Pero kung sa page mo lang sinagot mo yan, hindi totoo yan.
Oh.
Ito ang aking pag-aari, ito ang aking paniniwala.
So it is not enough, for example, like sa SOCMED, fake news. Hindi naman kinukuha ng mainstream media yan. So it's not enough na hindi ito kinukuha ng mainstream media sapagkat hindi naman totoo yan, di ba?
Yes, sir. Kasi forever nandyan yan. May footprint nung negative reaction sa'yo. So you really have to, kung minsan nga, katulad doon nung exchanges kanina, yung pala 3 years ago pa yung video, so it remains there. And if you don't respond, then it becomes truth. Kaya nga ho, kanina ang sabi ko, in politics, there are shades of truth.
Thank you. That's quite a revelation to us.
Ang problem doon, Congressman Abante,